Good morning, ARMR Insiders. Our flagship fund. Okay, so flagship funds carry about 35% cash, which is treasury bills right now. We have a 20% position in bonds, treasury bonds. Okay, 25% position in our dividend portfolio, and it looks like things like AbbVie and the utility stocks. Now, look, when I go over these stocks with you, please remember, there's an entry point in these names. Once we own them, we're not a brokerage firm, right? I'm not putting out buy recommendations, which are completely useless, and tell you how great it is to own utility stocks. And I'm telling you to keep buying them as they go up. We don't do that on this debt. We're running a virtual hedge fund. It's a hedge fund. It's a hedge fund is what we're doing, right? We're managing an equity portfolio, all of us. So entry point's key. So I'm going over with you what we already own. And I'll share one new name we added this week. So there's one new name we added this week. But these are the stocks that make up about 25% of our flagship fund. We've got our utilities, AEP, Duke, Dominion, and Southern Company, all off of the 200-day moving average after the selling. There's just perfect entry points. Okay. We've got some pharmaceutical. We've got AbbVie in there right off of that 200-day moving average. We've got Bristol Myers, and we have a small position in Pfizer. I'm looking to build that if it ever closes above 28. We have our tobacco stocks, Altria. You can see on the charts here where we added all these things at lower prices. Okay, so they're all up from where we added them. British Tobacco again. We've got UVV in the portfolio. So those are our three tobacco. Of course, we got AT&T and Verizon. We've been trading those for a long time. And then let's round it out with our pipeline. So we got AMLP. It's our biggest position, 3x the size of anything else in the portfolio. And we've owned it for a couple of years. And every now and then we add to the exposure. Okay. Now and then we add to the size, collecting an 8.5+% yield. And we have also ENB. And now this is the switch today, or I should say this week. We added KMI to the portfolio, Kinder Morgan. And what we sold was Gilead. So, you know, we just booked a profit in Gilead off the top here. You can see how we traded Gilead. We bought right down in here, which was somewhere in July of last year in the 67, 68 area. Skyrocketed, booked a profit on it. It was a 4% yield back then. Okay. Bought it again. What was this? January 27th, and it skyrocketed again. And I just decided to take the profit off the table. I mean, Gilead's one of the biggest, if not the biggest position in IBB right now. And it's just wildly outperforming every other big cap biotech. And I don't think that can last. So sometimes in the dividend portfolio, I book a profit, you know. When the capital gain is so large, it covers, you know, multiple years of dividends. I book the gain sometimes. And so I swapped out of Gilead and moved it into 4+% yield in Kinder Morgan, as I think more and more product is going to go through pipes. Pipeline story is just getting better and better. And here I'm going to give you an idea. You can put this on your list to think about. Trump is moving towards the use of coal in this country in a major way. And if that's true, then Alliance Research Partners is the play for me. I really should own it already. This was the breakdown below the 200-day 2 weeks ago, and it broke back out above the 200-day this week. Stock should be owned. It's paying a yield of 10-something%. It is a partnership. You're going to get a K1 at the end of the year, so you got to deal with that. But that yield is almost too good to miss if the U.S. is slanting more towards using coal. That's the way I'd play it. Okay. Let's wrap up this discussion today with, you know, a couple other thoughts on highlighted stocks to watch. Okay. But a lot of cash is just sitting in treasury bills, and I want to put that cash to work. So I'm going to share with you now the top 5 names that are on my whiteboard. These are the ARMR Power Play names that I call top shelf. If I get entry points, I'm going to start building positions. Start with a core position. I wouldn't get to max unless the risk monitor went green. But I want to start with the investing core positions. And this right here, these are the 5 names. Okay. I'm going to share these names with you. It doesn't mean I'm buying them today. So let's just be clear on that. These are the fundamental names I want to own. Palantir, no particular order. I want to own all 5 of these. Palantir, Doximity, Uber, IBM, and GEV, GE Verona. Okay? Those are the 5 stocks that are at the top of my whiteboard. Before I ever get to investing in them, some of them might fall off the board. We keep doing research. We keep gathering information. I'll keep sharing that information with you. So something might fall off the board. Something else might be elevated as we do the research. I've thrown down the gauntlet, and I'm asking you, ARMR Insiders, what do you got for me? If you have a name, I don't mean every name, okay? I'm talking about the put your head through the wall name, right? If there's a stock out there that it goes up a lot and you don't own it, you're going to put your head through the wall out of frustration. That's the name I want to know. Let me do some research on it. Let's gather information on it, and let's see if it can elevate to an ARMR Power Play name. Guys, at the end of the day, remember, think for yourself, figure out your risk tolerance, your goal, your strategy, execute it, and be the smart money.